Okay, so right here we have a rectangle that has polynomial representations of its length and width. And now what we're going to do is we're going to apply adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials to the concept of area and perimeter. So the first problem says find the area of the rectangle. And we know that the area of the rectangle is just the length times the width. But guess what? I know we've been learning how to multiply polynomials using the box method. And when you're multiplying the polynomials using the box method, you're actually finding the area of that box. So basically how much space there's inside that box in there. So the rectangle in this case here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up a box, so my generic rectangle here, and I'm going to multiply the polynomials to find the area of the rectangle. That's because the area is just the length times the width. So 4x squared times 3x, that is 12x cubed. Negative 5x times 3x, that's negative 15x to the power of 2. 4 times 3x is 12x. 4x squared times negative 1, that's negative 4x squared. Negative 5x times negative 1, that is just positive 5x. And then we have 4 times negative 1, which is negative 4. And now we just have to combine the like terms. We only have one cubic term. I'm going to put out here that that's going to be my area. So I'm going to list out 12x cubed because I don't have anything to combine it with. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine the squared terms. So these two right here. Negative 15x squared plus negative 4x squared, that gives me negative 19x squared. Then I'm going to combine my linear terms, the ones that have an x to the power of 1. 5x plus 12x is positive 17x. And then I'm going to put out my constant. I'm going to list it out. I don't have anything to combine it with. So I'm going to put minus 4 in there. So that is the area of my rectangle as a polynomial in terms of x. Now the next question asks us to find the perimeter. The perimeter for rectangle is just the total length, the total outer length of the rectangle. That's what the perimeter is. So basically you add the lengths and the widths all together to find the perimeter. So it's the total outer length of the rectangle. Common mistakes students do when they're finding the perimeter, when they're adding up all their sides, is that they just add the length and the width. But let's not forget that this length here is also 3x minus 1. And this width down here is also 4x squared minus 5x plus 4. And now what we're going to do is we're going to apply the concept of adding polynomials. So let's combine like terms. So we're going to add everything together and combine like terms. Because the perimeter of a rectangle is just a length plus a length plus a width plus a width. Or if you want to see it in words, the perimeter is just a length plus length plus width plus width. Or another way to write it is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Okay, there's different ways to find the perimeter. An easy way to do it is to just start combining like terms right away in that you see in the rectangle. If you don't want to multiply the length times 2, the width times 2, and then combine the like terms. So let's start looking at our squared terms in the rectangle, and I'm going to combine those. So I have a squared term here, so I'm going to circle that in green. I'm going to have another squared term down here, and I'm going to combine those two. So 4x squared plus 4x squared. That gives me 8x squared, all put together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine my linear terms. So anything that has an x to the power 1. I have negative 5x in there, negative 5x in there. I have 3x, that's a linear term. I have 3x, and that's a linear term. And I'm going to combine those four terms together. So minus 5x, minus 5x, plus 3x, plus 3x. So that negative 5x minus 5x, that's negative 10x. And then these two combined are 6x, so negative 10x plus 6x. That gives me negative 4x. And finally, now I'm going to combine all my constants. So positive 4, negative 1, positive 4, and negative 1. So plus 4, minus 1, minus 1. 4 plus 4 is 8, minus 1 is 7, minus another one, that is 6. So my perimeter in terms of x, I'm going to put perimeter equals going to be 8x squared minus 4x plus 6. Now let's say they want us to find the perimeter. Let's say I ask you a question like, find the perimeter when x equals 3. So if I want to find the perimeter when x equals 3, all I have to do is just get this value of x and plug it into the expression that represents your perimeter. But we made the perimeter as an equation equal to the expression that allowed us to find it. So 8 times 3 squared minus 4 times 3 plus 6. 3 to the power of 2 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. So that's 72 minus 12 plus 6. And then your total perimeter should be 66 units. So perimeter is always represented just as whatever the units are. And then area is units squared. There you go, perimeter and area.